Hello, goofiest of goobers. It is time for a really bad tutorial for school. I have to make this really fast. But first step, by the way, this is a tutorial for animating, obviously. First step, you need to get Moon Animator or Blender. Moon Animator costs more money, because it costs money. Blender's free, and it's worse. Moon Animator is worse, but it's easier to use. So if you have a skill issue, I would use that. And to get Moon Animator, it's just a plugin on Roblox, and to get Blender, you have to go to a site and download it. It's completely free. You're not going to get murdered for it. And then you're going to need to get the model from the Moon Animator server. I know that's confusing, because we're using Blender, not Moon Animator. But that's just how it works. And oh god, hold on. After you get the model, you see this file, you're going to hit open. And you click on that, hit open, it's going to give you something like called r6ik.blend or whatever. That's what you press on and you open it, and it's going to take you here. You also have to put the texture on it, which you can get from that same server. So once you have this goofy goober, as you can see in the bottom, this is the timeline. The timeline, basically, that's where you're going to be in your animation. That's the first frame right here. This is the first frame. And then this is the 240th frame. If you play games, which you probably do because you're looking up a video on Roblox animations, you know what frame is. So 30 FPS, 60 FPS, and this is the 60 frame point right here. That's 1 second if you're at 60 frames. So all of this will be the movement in 60 frames. If you press T, not there, if you press T, you get this opening, which lets you tap on this, and you can move all these, or you can tap here again, and now you can rotate all of them. And if you rotate them, they can sometimes do really weird things, because it moves their legs. Control Z, obviously, sets it back to rewinds the last thing you did, and now, the audio is going to get screwed up, because I have to move. Which means, now that I'm over here, you can open here, and go to the video sequencer, hit add, to add literally anything. You can add sound, a video, a mask, a clip, a scene, a text, a colors. Most likely you'll be using sound. And the dope shoes back in the animation section. This is where you're gonna see it. If you click on this, it opens up the animation. So like if you make a movement, you can see that's the torso's movement. And that little thing you saw down there, that's a keyframe. So if you move your character in a funny little pose, a very, I don't know, but you can make it any pose you want. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it kind of does. If you don't pick a pose that's going to make sense to what you're making, that's probably not a good thing. So whatever you're making, you're going to pose it like, you just have a guy, a goofy goober, who's just standing there. You can move them to have them just stand in a funny little pose. And down here is your keyframes, which by the way, you can right click, go here, this is the different movement. So if you click one of these, they're going to move to the next keyframe, which is like here. And then you move your character just the smallest bit. It doesn't really matter how much you do it. I keep saying it doesn't matter when things do matter, but you can move your character in any way you like. Also, for some reason, the movement on Blender, you can change it, but it's set to middle mouse click, and shift middle mouse click lets you move like around which, doesn't make much sense to me. So I don't know why that's how it works. Control C, Control V, obviously copy and paste it. And you get to move all these keyframes. And each keyframe is going to make a new pose, which that pose will turn to, at this frame, you're going to move like that. At that frame, it's going to move like that. And then at this frame, it's going to move like that. I don't know why I look like that. Maybe my skeleton too, but you have to move it a lot. You have to make a lot of keyframes. It goes up to 60. You can go here. You can click here to increase the amount or change where it starts, so that if you don't like how it's starting off, you can fix it. Let's say I wanted to start at 75, so a shorter animation. Now it starts at 75. And we got this guy doing some weird FNF looking pose where he's going up and down. I don't know why he's doing. I don't know what I created, but it's certainly something. Actually, I think the reason it looks off is because of this. Yeah, see, now he looks somewhat more normal. Not really, but this is just something you can make really fast. You can make anything. As you can see, if I change this, like I said with the interpretation, the back, it's going to move different. You can change it to easy mode, which changes, it's going to now do back outwards, and do back inwards, or it can do both at the same time, which is never really a good idea, as you can tell. But it's definitely something you can do. I don't know why you really would, but that's basically it. All you gotta do is move the characters in the funky ways to make them do the funky things. You add sounds in there if you want them, so that this guy can be doing this cool jam to a cool song. And then you just don't hit save. If you're gonna save it, hit save as. M. And you get you name it, and you hit save as. That will save it into these options. As you can see, there's a lot of different things. I don't really have much saved, but if you move the characters enough, I really don't care about this. You move your characters enough, you can make literally anything. This one's 240 frames. As you can see, you have to kind of move them a lot. There's one like every 10 to 20 frames. And to show you an example of what this will most likely eventually end up, I have my best one right here. So, if you can't tell, if you want to make something really long, Yeah, you kind of gotta work for it for a long time. It takes a really long time if you want to make something. So I wouldn't try to rush it. This took like 2 days. And hopefully, if I did this project right, someone will get inspired and I'll get cool extra points. Because this is totally not for a school project. I totally would have made this if I had an option to, and I totally, yep. Very basic tutorial. Also, you can export it to Roblox if you want to use it for a video game of any sorts by using a plugin in Roblox Studio and going to File. You can export it. I mean, I'm sure it's FPS or something. And then you go to Roblox Studio and you open it, you put it in, and you can take it, export it to Roblox as like place, put in the code for any animation, and then you'll have anything you want from for a game. Like if you want this in a game, you can put this in your game. And yippee, you have a epic game animation. Or you have to. I made this a long time ago, but I still think it's not that bad. Um, so good luck. Good luck. By the way, suggest Blender still. Moon Animator is worse, and it costs $30. I don't know why. I get why it costs money, but it really shouldn't if there's a better option that doesn't make much sense. So have fun, try it. It's very cool, and you'll probably enjoy whatever you make. So I would at least try it once and see if you like it. And obviously, the better you get, the more you're gonna make cooler things, and the more you're gonna learn and get more experience. To realize that you cannot just spam the bounce easing style to make things look good. And in fact, Beezer and Linear are actually pretty good, especially Beezer. You can use Beezer constant, by the way. You can use that, and if you like stop motion or Spider-Verse, it's gonna change it to that actually looks really cool. I've never tried that before on this animation. I like that. But as you can tell, um, it's it's like it doesn't. Okay, let me try to explain this better. What constant does is it removes the easing part. So every single keyframe, it's gonna stop, switch, 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 stop, switch to make all of them move when the frame wants them to, instead of having it set specifically to like Beezer, where it's all moving constantly. So I would suggest trying that too. It's probably my favorite style. I'm just not good at it.